Today we're going to make Taiwanese popcorn chicken, a popular street snack found all over Taiwan. To begin, here's a list of ingredients and equipment we'll be using.
Before we begin, we will need to wash our hands. Run your hands under water and scrub with soap for about 20 seconds and then completely dry your hands. First, we're going to take the 6 pieces of boneless chicken thigh and roughly cut them into 1-inch cubes. To avoid cross-contamination, make sure the cutting board you use is separate from the one that will be used for fresh produce. The USDA recommends designating one cutting board for fresh produce and another specifically for meats and poultry to prevent the spread of potential microbes throughout the cooking process. It is also important to wash your hands when moving on to a different ingredient or equipment, as this can also be a source of cross-contamination.
Next, we'll need to marinate the chicken. Mince 1 clove of garlic on your cooking board designated for fresh produce. Then, in a large bowl, combine 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 3 tablespoons of Chinese cooking wine, 2.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, and 1 tablespoon of 5-spice powder. Add the sauce to the chicken and lightly mix by hand until covered. Cover the bowl with saran wrap and allow it to sit in the fridge on the bottom shelf for approximately 20 minutes. We're going to set a timer and come back.
While the chicken is in the fridge, we can prepare the seasoning mix that will be sprinkled onto the chicken at the end. In a bowl, combine equal parts of chili powder, paprika, 5-spice powder, white pepper, garlic powder, and salt. Mix and set aside until needed.
After about 20 minutes, take the bowl out of the fridge. Add 3.5 tablespoons of rice flour and 1 egg to the marinated chicken mixture. Combine until you have a wet batter consistency. Remember to wash your hands after this step. Next, measure about 2 cups of tapioca starch into a bowl. Coat the chicken with the tapioca starch and allow it to sit for about 5 minutes on a baking tray lined with parchment paper to prevent the coating from falling off.
We will prepare for deep frying by pouring in about 2 to 3 inches of canola oil into a large pot on medium-high heat. We're using canola oil today because it is a neutral flavored oil with a smoke point of at least 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is ideal for deep frying. The smoke point of a fat is a temperature at which it begins to smoke. This produces off flavors and signals the breakdown of your oil, which is something we want to avoid. Using a thermometer to measure the temperature of the oil is ready for frying when it's at about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Our thermometer wasn't working properly, so we turned to an old school trick of sticking a wooden spoon into the oil. The oil is ready for frying once bubbles start to form around the spoon. Once the oil is hot, fry the Thai basil for 30 seconds to 1 minute or until crispy. Set the fried Thai basil aside and prepare to add the chicken. Fry 8 to 10 pieces at a time for 5 minutes or until the chicken is golden brown.
While the chicken is frying, heat transfer will happen through both convection and conduction. Convection is the transfer of heat by moving air or liquid currents through and or around the food. In our case, the canola oil will heat up near the bottom of the pot where it is touching the stovetop. This heat will rise to the oil at the top where it is still cold, then back towards the heat source, creating a circulation around the chicken that will crisp up the batter on the outside. On the other hand, conduction is the direct transfer of heat from one substance to another that it is in contact with. This means that the heat from the outside of the chicken will transfer to the center by means of direct contact, leading to a juicy and cooked chicken. Ensure the chicken's doneness by sticking a thermometer through the flesh. Its minimum internal temperature should be 165 degrees Fahrenheit.
Serve the chicken onto a plate and sprinkle in the seasoning mix and fried Thai basil and enjoy.